am on my flow. I am on my flow. I'm sitting on the flow. I'm Snapchatting. So one of the things that we do, the women's, I'll get to the point of the video in just a minute. The women's getting in Navy standards is really taken off. I'm proud of it. We're getting to know each other and love each other and befriend each other, and I'm sorry, I'm cleaning my laptop and it's shaking, you guys. And I'm starting to Snapchat people asking them their general orders. And so I've been Snapchatting people. What do you do about your period in boot camp? My first reaction is to laugh at that question because you have your period. That's what you do about it. You have it. But I understand there are people that are worried about getting their period. Let me just get to it. When you first get to boot camp, you will go through what they call female wellness, and that's in the first week of your time there at RTC. And they will offer you a bunch of different kinds of birth controls. Anything from the implant in your arm to the depot shot and birth control pills, whatever. They have it all. So they'll offer that to you. If you don't want a birth control pill but you do get bad cramps, you can let them know that and they will prescribe you some ibuprofen, like 600 or 800 milligram prescription ibuprofen. I don't know which one it is though. Depending on how bad your cramps are, they may, I'm getting more Snapchats. They may issue you whatever strength. I don't really know. And so that's what you do as far as, you can't bring Midol, you can't bring Pamprin, you can't bring painkillers to boot camp. You will let them know the first week you're there that you get bad cramps, and they'll prescribe that to you. So, if you're on your period when you ship there, you can have tampons and pads, little supply for you to last, you know, from when you go to MEPS, when you fly out to boot camp, when you're in the airport at boot camp, and then that first night you're processing, you can keep a little supply. Don't bring a whole entire box, because what's going to happen is when we did our first Next run, for those that don't know what a Next run is, we've got to go to the Next and buy things because they supply you in boot camp with some a few essentials like Lever 2000. They don't even supply you shampoo. That's just Lever 2000. So when they go to the first Next run, you're allowed to buy shampoo and conditioner. Mind you, you don't go overhaul and all this stuff because you have to fit it all in your little A and B drawer. If you're like me, I went and why am I lagging? I bought a bunch of stuff and I could hardly fit it in my drawer. This is going to be really annoying if I'm lagging when I upload this. I hate watching videos where I lag. I bought an almost $3,000 computer and it can't even take video. Like, what is this? Why is this ridiculous? Is that what happened? Is that the problem? Oh my gosh. What was I saying? So take a little supply if you're on your period right then and there. Otherwise, if you get your period while you're at boot camp, you go up to the RDC if you haven't been assigned a yeoman yet, and you let the RDC know, I need a tampon, because they'll have a tampon. I need a pad, because they'll have a pad. Then your yeoman will be selected the first day or so, and he or she will carry around a yeoman pouch that will always be supplied with pads and tampons and such. If it's a man yeoman, you may want to make sure he keeps that up to date. There's 3 different yeomans. There's the main yeoman, the medical yeoman, and the dental yeoman, and all of us had tampons in our pouches, and as the main yeoman, I made sure to keep them in supply. Like before we left anywhere, whatever class or event we were going, I would look in the bag and make sure I had all of that, just in case someone needed a tampon or pad or whatever. You just go up to the yeoman and you're like, yo, I need some. But you go to your next run and get your things, you as an entire division will purchase tampons and pads in large quantities. Everyone will buy a box of whatever and you share it all. And that was kind of hard for some people because some people bought the good stuff and then other people would buy the cheap stuff, and people that bought the cheap stuff would use the good stuff, so you couldn't really hoard your own stuff. But some people did, like keep some in their A and B drawer, if you could fit it. Otherwise, you buy all these tampons and pads and you put them in the big locker inside of the head. And if you happened to be on your period, then before you went to class or marched off to wherever, you would, in your Bootcamp Backpack, which is, I don't know if they issue the same backpack anymore. It's been over a year, but this is the backpack we were issued. And inside of the backpack, there's an area for pens, and we were allowed to put some tampons in there and some pads in that area of your backpack. All of the zippers need to be zipped to the right. You can put your water bottle in this pouch here. Like, they'll tell you exactly how you can pack your bag, and it better be in rags. So, anyway, so if you're on it, you can grab some supplies from the head, put them in your backpack, and then you'll go off to wherever you go off to. If you get it in the middle of it and you don't have anything in your backpack, just ask the yeoman, because no matter where you go, if it's firefighting, if it's just a class, if it's to chow, the yeoman will always have that pouch attached to their person. Okay? Then another question is, well, what about swim quals? I don't like to use tampons. What if I'm on my period during swim quals? Well, it looks like you're going to be using a tampon. So, when I was the yeoman, we had swim qualifications, and there were girls, several girls, that didn't even know how to use a tampon. They had never used a tampon. They were taught to believe that a tampon would make them lose their virginity. You know, old wives' tales, mothers be telling their kids this kind of stuff. So, even then, we taught the girls how to use a tampon. Nothing to be ashamed of. Some girls were just never raised to know how. But if you're on your period during swim quals, you don't wear a pad because you're swimming. You will do your swim qual. You will wear a tampon, okay? Otherwise, you can just hope you don't bleed everywhere and go without. But that's on you. I didn't put hairspray in my bangs. If you have any more questions about tampons and periods and how it works in boot camp, you can leave a comment below. Otherwise, I think I covered it. It is okay. They've dealt with hundreds of females that have their period. A lot of females don't even get their period because the stress they go through makes them... The light just clicked off. I hate the automatic lights in here. It's ridiculous. It goes off in 15 minutes. If I'm sitting still for 15 minutes, like if I'm in my bed reading a book, it'll click off. And I have to get up and like wave at it for it to come back on. It's ridiculous. What else? Wear a tampon during swim qualifications. A lot of people get their period. A lot of people don't even get their period. A lot of people sync up and have their period at the same time. A lot of people leave their tampons in the shower when they're taking a shower. Like, that's ridiculous. So a lot of people were like, how do I take a shower with my period? You take a shower with your period. That's what you do. So what you could do, I guess, is when it was time to go take a shower, you could put a tampon in and then take a shower so that you weren't bleeding everywhere, all over everyone. It's disgusting, right? For the guys that are watching this. I don't know why the guys are watching this if they saw the title of the video, but whatever, man. But somehow, we would leave the bathroom, and then in the shower stall, there would be a tampon on the floor. And we're like, how did that even happen? So if you're concerned about other girls looking at you naked when you're showering, it's so rushed that no one even noticed someone pulling out a tampon and putting it on the floor of the shower. Like, that's how rushed it is. How did we miss that? How did I not see that happen? How do you not see someone pull a tampon out, put it on the bathroom? We got IT'd for that, by the way. And a lot of girls would wrap their tampons up and put them right on top of the toilet paper dispenser and forget about them. And just leave the tampon there. Or pad or whatever. It's disgusting. We got IT'd for that 3 times at least. Anyway, if you have any questions, ask away. That's what you do about your period in boot camp. You have it. That's what you do about it. You have it. Or not. I don't know. Okay, bye.